You are aware of the reality of the vows you are about to speak to one another, of the responsibility that comes when a partnership is created. If there is any reason within your heart that this ceremony should not continue at this time, I charge you to voice it now, for marriage is based in honesty and trust, and only with those things can you successfully create a partnership. We will now perform a handfasting ceremony, followed by the crossing of a threshold. Amado's brother Jeremy will introduce the custom and will bind the couple's hands after their vows. Jeremy?
By being physically bound hand to hand, hands made fast, Serena and Amado demonstrate their mutual will to hold to each other in this relationship. By subsequently crossing a boundary, they take their first steps together with conscious presence and in loving support. Finally, this hand-fasting ceremony, which reenacts this ritual which first gave meaning to the phrase tying the knot many centuries ago, has become an important part of modern pagan and nature-centered paths. The ritual is thus especially appropriate here, standing together in the beauty of the outdoors. Amado and Serena, please cross and join hands. Two entwined in love, bound by commitment and fear, sadness and joy, by hardship and victory, anger and reconciliation, all of which brings strength to this union. Hold tight to one another through both good times and bad, and watch as your strength grows.
Serena and Amado, will you have each other to be partners, to live together in marriage? Will you love each other, comfort each other, honor and keep each other in sickness and in health for as long as love may last?
We will.
These things you have promised to your partner before those present here today, may you ever be mindful and strive to keep the vows you have spoken. I have spoken for as long as love shall last, rather than until death do us part, in the face of the reality that situations and people change. However, this does not mean rending your partnership at the first sign of trouble or disagreement, for you know that in relationships come difficult times. It is your responsibility within this partnership to strive for acceptable solutions, to work toward healing the hurts that will occur, and only after exhausting all other avenues of possibility and not reaching a solution should such a bond be broken. The knots of this binding are not formed by these cords, but rather by the intentions you have declared and the promises you have made. You cannot be tied together all the time, so rings are the symbolic extension of the cords. You are already wearing rings you purchased in Japan as your engagement rings. These you are now choosing to call your wedding rings. They are the physical reminders of your sacred bond. At this moment, you stand at the gateway between your old life and your new. If you, for whatever reason, feel unable to step through that portal at this time, speak now. When you are ready, please step across the threshold into that new life and rejoice in your love.